Hi, everybody. So, Happy New Year. Wow, can you believe that we are already in 2022 and we start off January? I've got 3 classes this month. They're going to be the first 3 weekends. So, today is the 2nd, I believe. And yeah, so tonight's theme is called Begin Again. So I thought that that would be an appropriate title for as we begin a new year. Maybe it's about letting go and shedding some of the things that we went through in 2021 and making a choice to actually step into a clean slate. Or maybe there are things that we're just choosing not to take with us in 2022. So we're going to work on the hips. And the reason I chose where we begin as being in the hips is because the hips are the focal point of what the foundation that holds the body. So the hips are that generic solid foundation that holds the spine, that everything above and everything below the hips are that girdle, in other words, of support. So I thought we would do some poses that would work into the hips. I have my lavender with me tonight, so I'm gonna smell a little of that. I encourage you that if you have a favorite oil to grab that. If you have any favorite crystals that you want to bring into your space in order to continue to attune to your vibration as you're doing your poses, then go ahead and grab those as well. Props that you will need would be blocks, blanket, and then a bolster if you so choose. So let's see, we're going to start off lying on your back. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and talk you through the beginning part. And then I will do the poses with you after we do our initial disconnection. So let's start off with that. So go ahead and lie back, get comfortable. If you need something under your knees, if you've got any low back issues, then go ahead and grab a bolster or a blanket to put under your knees to relax your low back. And then when you're ready, close your eyes. Bring your awareness into right here and right now. Mentally give yourself permission to disconnect and let go of everything that happened earlier in your day. Giving yourself permission to let go of the thoughts that are randomly popping into your mind. Begin to feel your own physical body and its connection to the floor beneath you. Awareness to the walls that are around you, and knowing that your space around you is supportive of your self-care practice. I'd like you to pay attention to your belly now as you inhale, how it will rise up, and when you exhale, how it falls. We're going to do a double exhale, and the exhale is going to be with an open mouth, ha sound. So on your next inhale, I'd like you to do it through the nose and feel that cool air come in through the nostrils as it fills and expands the chest. And then a big exhale. And then push that last little bit out. and then inhale again. Try to fill up completely, even a last little inhale at the very top, and then another open mouth exhale. And then push out that last little bit. And then one more time. Step in, breathe it in. Big, 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 big breath. And then exhale. And then push out that last little bit. Good. Let's go ahead and set an intention now. Whatever that might be. If you've got a mantra that you're doing, if you've got words of affirmation, if you just have one word that represents what you want to get out of your practice today, mentally repeating that to yourself maybe 3 times. And then on your next exhale, you're going to allow your head to just turn to the left side. It's just going to turn and float over looking to the left. So we're just going to stretch the neck a little bit. Allowing the muscles along the right side of your neck to feel stretched. If you feel any tension there, don't hesitate to take your peace fingers and go behind the ear and just kind of rub straight down the outside of your neck on the right side. Maybe it feels good. I think that's the carotid artery in there. Maybe it feels good to just kind of rub it and love on it for a couple moments. On your next inhale, bring your head back up to center, and on your exhale, turn your head over to your right side. And we're going to do the same thing. Maybe taking the peace fingers, rubbing back behind the ear, down that big artery in your neck. Those big muscles that surround it too. And just rubbing on it, loving on it, paying some attention to it, in other words. Good. All right, inhale, bring your head back up to center, and then exhale your breath. Okay, as we begin to work into the hips, you're still on your back. We're going to go into hip rotations. So we're going to start with bringing your right knee in. And I'm going to go ahead and come up onto the mat so that you can, if you need to see what I'm doing, you'll be able to do that. I'm actually going to tell you guys that if you look in, you're like, what is she wearing? I got this really cute outfit for Christmas, and it's a onesie. And it's too hot to wear to bed, so I actually wear it when I'm in the house because it's nice and warm. And it's super cute. Okay, so the hip rotations. So you're going to take let's start with the right knee, and you're going to bring it in and hold it in. And I'm actually showing you my left right now, just because that's the one that's facing the camera. So, I'm going to scoot down. Okay. So the knee comes in, and you're just going to hug it in. If it does not feel good to compress in the knee, then bring your hand back behind and pull down instead of holding on top, because that just puts more pressure into the knee. And go ahead and rotate your foot a little bit. This is such a great opportunity to work into your ankles. Just kind of rotating left and right. And then grab underneath the knee if you're not already and pull the hip out to the side. And we're going to start the circles. So you're basically taking the hip in the joint and rotating it all the way around. And I want you guys to go at the pace that feels good to you. Maybe that's super slow, maybe it's moderate, but just remember to keep breathing as you're rotating in the hip joint. And then switch and go the other way. Keep breathing, especially if you're feeling any kind of tension. Breathe through it. Okay, extend, shake the leg out, and we're going to go into the other side. Bring the knee in. Just hold it in at first, give it a little hug. Ankle rotations to start. Bring your hand back behind the thigh if it's not there already, and then bring it out to the side. And then you're going to start rotating in the hip joint over here. Same thing that we did on the other side. And try to pick the same pace. Switch it out. Breathe into these parts of the body that are being moved. Let them know that you're consciously thinking about them. This is how we connect with it's like a relationship with the inside of your body. It talks to you through sensation, and so it's just affirming that yes, I'm actually paying attention, I'm present, I'm here. Okay. All right, extend that leg out and shake it out. Okay. We're going to go into a what do they call these? Reclining, like a reclining eagle. I was about to say a figure 4 on your back. So we're going to go ahead and bend up the left, and I'm actually doing it opposite. You're going to bend up the left knee and put the right, oh, that hurt. Oh God, hang on. Oh, back to love, back to love, back to love. We're going to take a side note because I totally hit my toe on the wall. If you've never done that healing technique before, when you hit any part of your body, if you touch it back to what you impacted and say back to love like 3 or 4 times, the pain may like intensify, but then it's going to go back, and then it's actually makes it so much better. Okay, so we're going to sorry about that. We're going to cross that foot on top of the thigh, and this is the figure 4, basically, and this is where you have some options, because some of you may be okay with a little bit more compression in the hip joint, and if you are, then you can bring a block underneath the foot and prop it up a little bit more. Some of you may want to reach your hands and actually pull back, all the way back behind your left thigh, and just like hug it in. But for some of you, it may be too intense through the back part of the leg, maybe through you might even feel it through the IT or the glute. So just remember that these are options. You can either be all the way up, you can be on a block, or you can be on the floor. and we'll be here for a couple minutes. Yeah, that really hurt my toe. And I'd broken that toe before a few years ago, so that was my already broken toe. Make sure that your foot that's on top, the leg that's on top, the right one, that the foot's hanging off the thigh. Okay. Now, before, what we're going to do, if you have a block down there, move the block out of the way. And then you're going to cross the legs. This is the eagle leg. And we're going to turn it into the eagle twist. So once you've got the legs on top of each other, like if you were sitting in a chair cross-legged, then you're going to take your left foot and put it flat on the ground, but over to your right side, and then you're going to start rolling. So you're going to go into your twist. And I don't want you guys to push this, just let your legs fall over, and then open up your chest. You can extend your right arm out with your palm up and let yourself just float into the spine twist range of motion that works for you today. Your head can be wherever it's comfortable. When we have the legs in what they call that eagle position, it's a real light twist. That's what I really like about it is it's just pretty light. Like we're not forcing anything. The weight basically of your legs is what's just twisting you over to the side. And your upper back is flat on the ground. You're just letting the legs basically go. So hopefully this is a mild enough twist for you guys that you're not experiencing a lot, any discomfort. If you are, then just back it off a little bit. Alright, we're going to come back up, and you're going to place your left foot flat on the floor again, and then we're going to kick that right leg straight up. Maybe point and flex the toe, maybe a couple rotations again. And then we'll go ahead and extend it straight down long along the side of the mat. All right, and then bend up. And then take your other leg, and we'll go into figure 4 on the other side. Remember, you've got options here, whether you are keeping your foot flat on the ground, bringing the block underneath it, or coming all the way up to stretch. What feels good to you today? It may be too that you kind of like start out with the block, and then you feel that the hips, that the muscles around the hips and stuff start to open up a little bit, and so then you kind of see what happens when you pull the foot up a little bit off the block. My hips are pretty tight because I just got back from cross country skiing, and I can feel that they're tighter than they normally would be. Just a few more seconds. Again, just breathing into the muscles of your body, paying attention to whatever is talking to you through your sensations. Is there anything about those sensations that need to be tweaked or changed in order to have more comfort in your pose? If your foot is on a block, you're going to move the block out of the way and then cross the leg all the way over. And then again, you're going to allow your legs to just fall to the side. Your upper body, again, is staying on the mat. You're just allowing the weight of the legs to create the twist for you. Your arms extended out with the palms up. Head, again, is whatever direction is most comfortable for you. We'll be here for a couple minutes. I'm going to be quiet for some of the hold times for the poses today, just so that you can relax and hear yourself breathing. A few more moments. All right, we're going to inhale and come back up to center. Kick your leg straight up, and then maybe point and flex again the straight leg through through the foot. And then lower it all the way down and shake it out. And then we're going to go into supported bridge next. So again, take your block, bring it both knees, bring the hips up off the floor, place the block under the tailbone. Make sure that your vertebrae is not on the block, that all the weight of your body can come down and rest on top of the block. And then adjust the block based off of the flexibility of your own spine, on how much flexibility you have on determining whether the block is flat on the side or straight up in the air. We're going to go through, we'll probably be here for about 3 minutes, because I'm going to go into the other versions of like fish, supported fish, and shoulder stand while we're here. So we're going to stay here for at least 1.5 minutes before we start going into the other versions. Pay attention to where your mind is going. If it is going back into a rhythmic thought that is repeating, then see what happens if you take that thought and put it somewhere outside the door, place that you can come back to later, and then just come back into the breathing of your body. If it helps to use your oil or to hold on to a crystal, those are other options to kind of bring you back into the present again. So you can stay just like this if you want to. If you want to try going into a shoulder stand, then the legs can come up. If you want to go into fish, then you can start by extending one leg out straight. If it's too much stress on the front of the hip flexor muscles, then just bring the leg back up. Otherwise, you can start extending both legs if you like as well. And we're just going to really open up that space from the bottom of the rib cage all the way down through your knees. This is such a great way to openly express the lower chakras by lengthening from the top of the hips down through the knees. So the quadriceps, the hip flexors, the low abdominal muscles, all of that, just a big opening when we've got your legs extended like this. Depending on what you're feeling when you're in a pose like this, maybe you're having to breathe into the muscles if they're feeling like they're being pulled. The breath is so powerful at helping to bring about a specific intention with your body and what's going on. It just really helps to stay present that way. Just got about one more minute. And again, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in fish, if you've still got your legs up in the air, or if you're in just your regular supported bridge. Whatever you like. All right. Pressing both feet into the floor. To come out of it, you'll bring your hips up. You'll take the block out. Bring your hips down. And then take a moment to neutralize, maybe with wind relieving, a little roly-poly action here. Just kind of rolling around on the tailbone, on the low back. Whatever feels good to you in order to neutralize after being in that position. And then we're going to extend the legs long, and we're going to go ahead and arc into Banananasa, just to stretch again now through the ITs that are running down the sides of the hips so that we can work there. So let's start by bringing both feet, both heels actually, because the legs are long. Both heels are on the ground, and you're basically just walking the heels over to the right until they just don't go anymore. And then you take your upper body and arc it to the right, and then your arms go up over your head. This is where a blanket might come in handy, or a pillow, or a block to rest your left elbow on if it's just kind of hanging out in the middle in midair. If you start getting numbness in your fingers with your arms above your head, then just bring your arms back down on your belly. But you're still in this banana arc. So what we're doing is we're stretching, you guys know, down through your side obliques, down the IT, and you just want to pay attention to how it feels, that you're not overstretching, so that you can relax the muscles around the joints. And then once you get into the range of motion that works for you, just relax and breathe. you're interested in a deeper stretch down the IT, then you can take your left ankle, cross it over the right one. If it's too much, if it's too big of a stretch, then just simply uncross your ankles. All right. Unwind your ankles and walk your legs back into the middle of the mat, and then bring your upper body back into the middle of the mat, and then take a moment to neutralize. And then we're going to go into the other side. So this time the legs, both feet, they basically walk your heels over until they can't go anymore. Then take your upper body, arc it over. This time you might need a block or a pillow or a blanket under your right elbow. Again, pay attention to your fingers if they're up over, if your arms are up over your head, then make sure that there's no numbing. If you've got a pinched nerve, then it can really get uncomfortable. So it's okay to have your hands down on your belly if that's the case. And then remember, once you get to the range of motion that works, then try to soften your awareness right where you are. And just breathe. If you want to stretch a little deeper, then cross your right ankle over your left ankle. One more minute. Slowly unwind and bring your legs back to center. Your upper body back to center. And then take a moment again to neutralize. Next, we're going to go into Happy Baby. So Happy Baby is where both feet come up. And if you can grab the outsides of your feet with your hands, your thumbs are on the outside, and you can just kind of weeble wobble side to side. You want to feel your whole spine on the floor. You want to try to soften through your back. This is a pretty good compression in the hips. So be mindful about that. If it's easier to hold the ankles or just hold behind the knees, you can do that as well. It's all about what the feeling and the sensations are in the hip joints here. If you are able to touch your feet with ease, then this is an opportunity for a little bit more self-love, is to actually just massage your toes. Massage the balls of your feet, the arches of your feet, your heel. I don't know about you guys, but I rub my feet every single night. When we've had classes together before in the past, I use those little rubber balls with the feet, and then massaging the feet, because your meridian lines are really originating down through your feet, and they connect to every single organ, and so it's just so good for you to pay attention and rub your feet. Make sure you do both. If you're not sure like what part of your foot goes to what organ, look it up. You can look up like on Google, like a reflexology or whatever, and you can see what every toe goes to, what every part of your foot leads to in your body. And then you can even, when you're rubbing on it, you can have that intention of sending love to that part of your body too. So many things that you can be doing. Just a few more moments here. We're going to bring the feet into butterfly. And you can really soften now through your low back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Big exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Go ahead and release your feet. Take a moment to neutralize. Shake them out. Let's see what time it is. Okay. All right. And then we're going to move into Shavasana. So from there, you can stay on your back. And if you want to grab a blanket, a pillow, whatever you want, if you need anything under your knees or under your head. I'm just going to stay up now. I could talk a whole lot easier sitting up than I can laying down. So I'll talk you through your Shavasana. And then remember, too, if you've got your oils, this is a good time to sniff your oils again before you lie back into your Shavas. And once you're settled, again, closing your eyes. And we're going to go back into our theme here. We're talking about beginning again. And sometimes when we are trying to begin again, we have to know that we're not taking something with us that's weighting us down. Or maybe we have to wipe something clean in order to begin fresh, right? And one of the best tools and techniques to do that is a flame. And when I was preparing for this class, I actually, in my mind, I kept seeing a spark. And it's like the spark is that igniting. It's saying, let me spark and ignite something to motivate this new beginning. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through using a flame. And the flame is your spark. It's to cleanse and purify through your whole body. So let's go ahead and start by imagining what a flame or a spark even looks like to you. I would say if really, I want you to go with what just manifest when you think of a flame. Maybe for some of you, you're just seeing a candle flame. For others, you may be seeing an entire bonfire, or maybe like a fire that's in your fireplace. Whatever resonates with you. And that flame can actually be whatever color you want it to be as well. Sometimes using a rainbow flame where there's a lot of different colors going on is great. Maybe it's just a purple flame. Maybe it's red. Again, I'm going to let you just be creative here and just pick a color for your flame. And I'd like you to imagine that flame is sitting right above your head. And as it sits right above your head, it's being fueled by Source. Is being fueled by the energy of the universe around you. And a flame is possible of dissolving, burning away. And we're going to utilize that now as we imagine bringing that flame in through the crown of your head, so that any thoughts, any memories that are no longer serving you or bringing you into a vibration that allows you to be motivated to start anew, we're going to ask that flame comes into those thoughts and memories and dissolve them for you. And I'm just going to hold space for you guys to allow that to happen. Maybe in your mind you see the flame as though it ignites and becomes as bright or as big as your entire skull. Maybe you're just seeing it right in the center of your brain. I'd like you to pull that flame now through your sinuses, through your inner ears, your inner ear canals, through your mouth, your throat, and then I want you to take a moment and take the flame down both of your arms. Maybe you see that flame divide into two, or you take it down one arm and then up and then back down the other arm. But go ahead and take a moment and do that as well. We're going to meet back with the flame at the throat. And we're going to draw it down the spine and have it illuminate in every chakra. So once you get down into the heart, see it illuminate out to where it's affecting the lungs, the ribs, even on a muscular or even cellular level. And we're just asking that our intention is that this flame, again, is burning away any thoughts or memories that are no longer helping you move into a motivated direction. We're pulling it down into the solar plexus now, so we're at the bottom of the ribs. We're getting into a lot more organs here as we pull it through the liver and the pancreas, the diaphragm. Lots of memories there with mother and father. The pancreas is a lot of memories with the mom, and the liver is memories with the dad. So we really want to allow that flame to work for a moment here in the solar plexus. We'll pull it down a little further into the navel chakra. We're down into the stomach now. Going further down into the sacral chakra. Getting into your intestines, the kidneys, and down into your root chakra at the base of the spine. We get into the reproductive organs, into the colon. And then we're going to take the flame again down both legs. So whether the flame splits into two or you take one at a time and do each leg. And we want to direct the flame back up into the heart center. Maybe even between the solar plexus and the heart, just right in that location, right in there in the front of your chest. And I want you to bring into the flame now a consciousness of love. And we're going to turn that flame into a bright golden yellow. And I'd like you to imagine that that flame is so ignited and so strong by this energy and intention that we're bringing into it that it expands, and you're basically feeling it through your entire inner body, but maybe even also penetrating out beyond your body as well. Maybe a few inches, maybe a few feet, maybe a few miles. But we're resonating and breathing in this beautiful consciousness of love, and we are expanding that flame now beyond our body and out into the environment around us. And we just want to breathe with that for a few moments. And in your mind, breathing in some words of affirmation. I am aware. I am conscious. I am light. I am love. I am ready to begin again. And just sit with that intention. Sit with that feeling, the sensations that your body is having, whatever they might be, with this flame. Breathing it in and through you. Know that you can carry these intentions like you can carry them around in your pocket. You can use this flame anytime. You can use the intentions anytime that you need them in order to bring about the motivation and to burn away things that are not pulling you, guiding you into a more flowing vibration. Take another deep in through the nose, breathing in nice and deep all the way up to the very, very top of the breath. Our last big exhale together. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, rock your head from side to side. Waking your body up, and when you're ready, you'll roll over onto your side in a fetal position. Preparing yourself to push yourself up into a seated posture. And then once you've got yourself upright, feel your sits bones connect to the floor. Go ahead and bear hug yourself all the way around. Hugging yourself in gratitude that you are here, that you are willing to continue to move forward and begin again. Switch out that hug. Good. And then extend your arms straight out wide to the sides. And then exhale, bring your hands into the heart center. I want to thank everyone for coming and sharing space with me, whatever day this might be that you are actually doing this practice for yourself. And no matter how many times, I pray that you continue to feel and expand with the energy, knowing that you are being held, supported, and loved no matter where you are. Thanks for letting me be your guide. Have a great new year. Namaste. All right. Peace, everybody. Thanks again for joining me. Take care. Bye.